First glasses, now a haircut. What's next, right? I apologize if I sound a little nasally this video. I am sick. Not sick enough to be bedridden, thankfully, because my last video did really well, and that's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate everybody who's been following my channel and helping it grow, and I hope you've been enjoying all the content. I want to do my best to put out more videos for you guys because I know it's helping a lot of people. And it's kind of taken me too long to start and record this one, so I gotta up my game. If you've been enjoying these videos or have any questions about them, please let me know in the comments below. I have a feeling this video is going to be a very good one as well, so please let me know what you think down in the comments. Likewise, if there's any other topics about self-improvement that you'd like me to cover, then feel free to add that as well. Without further ado, let's get started. So I take the bus home some days after school, and during the bus ride I spend most of my time either reading or studying. But a few days ago I ended up spending the entire half-hour bus ride talking to someone about self-improvement. He was a year older than me, a senior, and he was telling me that his dad was trying to encourage him to work out. He said he used to work out, but he went on a hiatus and his muscles atrophied as a result, so he saw no point in starting to work out again. Then he told me he used to be a follower of Christ, but he had intentionally resigned himself to sin, and that, in his words, he was going to hell. I asked him why he was selling himself short, why he was content living a complacent life when he knew he was capable of more. And you know what he told me? That it was hard. Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard, but that's not an excuse. Nothing good ever came easy, and yet he seemed to come up with every excuse under the sun as to why he was choosing pleasure over purpose. The sad reality of it is that there's millions more like him. So many people just shuffle through life like zombies, taking the next spoon-fed opportunity. They go to college because school told them to. They get a job that they hate. They work for 40 years of their life and spend the last 20 trying to get out of debt. All because they took the easy way out and did the thing that somebody else told them to do instead of doing what they wanted to do, what they knew they needed to do. They took the path carved for them instead of creating their own. And you know why? Because it's easy. The path of least resistance is the path most traveled, because there's nothing you need to sacrifice, no pain you need to endure. Sure, you'll live an unsatisfying life, but at least you'll be happy, right? Wrong. Knowing you're capable of more and choosing not to do anything about it will only make your life worse. The kid I talked to on the bus had a glimpse of what he could become, and he threw it away for comfort. Nothing's stopping him from getting back after it but himself. He talks about it like he wants to do it, but he doesn't do anything about it. Does that not sound like a miserable existence to you? That your own desire for comfort will stop you from living with a purpose? Some of you know that feeling all too well. I used to. Sometimes I still do. But the difference is I take action. I keep myself in check and never let myself stay in the same spot. When I get down, I always get back up, whether it takes 3 days or 3 years. What matters is actually doing something about your situation instead of sitting back and complaining about it. The truth is that you're gonna suffer either way. You have to choose your suffering. Will you suffer by being complacent or by doing the hard, sometimes painful work? Because they're both uncomfortable. But one's uncomfortable on the body and one's uncomfortable on the mind. There is always something you can do, no matter how deep in the mud you are. A lot of people will say that they don't know what to do to fix their situation, but that's just another excuse. The reason you feel terrible about yourself in the first place is because you know that there's something you should be doing, yet you're not doing it. If there wasn't something you should be doing, then you wouldn't feel that way. When you choose not to do something that you know is good for you, you're telling your mind that you're lazy, you lack self-respect, and that you don't care about your future. How do you think that's going to impact your self-confidence? It'll go down the drain. And when that goes down the drain, so does your social life. It's a downward spiral you could escape with a flick of a switch, and yet 99% of people don't because they would rather drown themselves in pleasure. Do not be like 99% of people. Save yourself. It's up to you and nobody else. You are the only person that knows what you need to do. Maybe it's getting closer to God. Maybe it's starting to work out. Maybe it's starting a business. It doesn't matter what it is as long as you do it. Because you know exactly what needs to be done, but when you ignore it, it eats away at your conscience. No matter how hard you try to run from it, it will always haunt you in your most private moments, until you confront it. You cannot escape your old self. You can only destroy it. The ash from a forest fire lays the groundwork for new soil. In the same way, the destruction of your old self, habits, mindset, whatever it may be, makes way for the new self. One of a man on self-improvement, who knows what needs to be done and gets after it as soon as possible instead of sitting around and hoping for a change. Hope will get you nowhere. If you hope that something will happen, then that means you believe you have no control over it. You hope you get a new job. You hope you get a good grade. You hope you get in shape. Stop hoping and start doing. It won't be a hope any longer if you take action. Instead of hoping for someday, start doing the thing you hope for today. Because dreams remain dreams until they leave the pillow. And we can control more things in our life than we realize. Nobody is stopping you but yourself. Your mind has to be stronger than your body. We all have so much potential trapped inside of us. But the only way to unlock that potential is by constantly seeking out ways to improve ourselves. You know what needs to be done. Now get to work.